Here we go again.
Back at it again. The Red Pill Phone Tap. I am one of your hosts, Anthony.
And I am the other gentleman on the microphone. My name is Wesley. Welcome to the Red Pill Phone Tap. We have a very, very good segment for you today. We start this by asking a simple question. Are you a leader? Or are you a pleaser? One of them is very, very easy, but it leads to very, very dark outcomes. One of them, daily, is a constant struggle, isn't it, Anthony?
Constant. To the point where you're asking yourself, should I just take the easy way out on this? And then you have to go back and say, you know what? I can't. And I can't because I've already led them this far. And to go back is to abandon my leadership position. And in the military, we call that what, Wesley?
Well, that's a mutiny, isn't it? I mean,
I'm sorry,
AWOL. Going AWOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going AWOL. I mean, and sometimes people go AWOL in their own life, don't they?
Yes.
It's unfortunate. Let's use an extreme example first, Anthony, that I think everybody can agree with. Your little toddler, because I have one in the house right now. Your little toddler wants candy. Little 2-year-old running around they want candy for every meal. And they're going to cry until they get that candy. Should we give them candy for 3 meals a day?
No.
But Anthony, they want the candy. What's the problem here? It's going to make them happy.
It's also going to make them sick.
It's going to make them physically sick. Damn it! But they want the candy. You know what they say, Anthony? Happy toddler, happy life.
No,
right? No, that's not what they say.
No.
Oh, is it happy baby, happy life?
No, I haven't heard that one.
I'm going to get back to that phrase. I can't remember exactly how it goes. I have a feeling we're going to come back to it.
Okay.
I can't remember how that phrase goes. Happy toddler, happy life. I'm going to remember it on this show.
It don't roll
I promise.
off the tongue. It's not.
Yeah. For some reason, it's not rolling off the tongue right. It sounds similar. I think we're going to be talking about this. Are you a leader? Are you leading people, or are you pleasing people? Anthony, it sounds like I'm talking about relationships, doesn't it? But when we started talking about this in the pre-show, we were talking about first dates.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we were talking about the guy that shows up with the chocolates. Did I get the right chocolates? I don't know. She likes coconut with her chocolate.
Flowers.
Oh man, I hope she likes roses. Or I'm gonna scare the pussy away. Oh man, I hope I.
Maybe I should have went with a neutral color.
Damn it! Man, peach roses. This was a man. I was really. I only like black roses. Do you notice that the moment you become a pleaser in life,
it's never enough.
It's almost like as soon as you start becoming a pleaser to people, everyone becomes Simon Cowell on American Idol. Right? Hey, honey, I made you dinner. What do you think? For me, it was a bit too much razzle-dazzle. The lobster was a bit dry.
Right.
For me, it's a no. Yeah, I'm going to have to do the same thing. For me, it's a no, dog. As soon as you become a pleaser, people put on their judge hats, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
But when you lead on a first date, and let's talk about the first two components of a date. If you can just focus on leading on the first two components, the first two H's, which are
have fun,
hang out. If you can just lead whoever you're dating, guy, girl. I mean, if you're the masculine person in this sexual polarity, if you can just lead hanging out and having fun, if you can just focus on leading the group down that road and not being a pleaser, you're typically going to get pretty good outcomes, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. And the thing about that is that it's all on you. It's predicated on you.
Yeah.
So it's not, when you go to a pleasing mode, you're trying to figure out a stranger's likes and desires. It's impossible.
Along with pleasing, we could also use the word synonymously, impressing.
Yeah. I guess you can use that because
I want to impress them.
You want them to remember you based on the effort you put forth. And the thing is, the effort should be easy. It shouldn't be something you have to guess at, something you have to
be strategic about.
Right, or work hard for. Like, this is just you. We've talked about this.
Shit, this bitch moved rook to I3. What I'm going to do now with my next chess move? We talked about that, right? You can't play chess on a date. You just got to hang out, have fun.
Man,
right?
You know what, man? You know what? I love you. I love that you said chess. You brought chess up because I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and I said, "What is your mindset when?" Because they were talking about how hard dating is and this and that, right? And I said, "What is your mindset when it comes to dating?" Because I think you're playing by rules. Like I said, if you put a checkerboard in front of me, right? There's rules within the checkerboard. Mm-hmm. Certain rules. The pieces on the board don't matter, right? It's the rules of the game on a checkerboard. But when you put a chessboard up, guess what? The same rules. There's different rules, right?
Yeah.
So now you're not doing addition and subtraction. You're doing algebra.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more rules involved depending on the game you're playing. But if you're playing someone else's game and you don't know the rules and you're trying to play their game, you're gonna always lose. Because guess what? You don't know the rules. But when you're playing your own game and you're going out to win your own game, you know the rules of your game. So there's no guesswork. You're the expert of who you are, going out and being you. So when you're playing by the rules of you should win all the time.
Yeah.
And when someone breaks a rule in your game, hey, you can't do that. You can't.
Doesn't mean the date's over.
No.
Doesn't even necessarily mean you lost.
Nope.
Because that's why I brought up impressing in the first place. Anthony, when we're leading on a first date, when we're leading the idea of have fun, hang out, hook up, when we're leading this operation
yeah.
of hang out, have fun, hook up, do we allow a lot of like heavy talk about like, and the example I used earlier, are we going to start talking about 9/11 conspiracy theories and Tower 7?
Fuck no.
And why not, Anthony? I need them to know. I need to impress upon them that I'm intelligent.
No.
I don't want them to think that I'm just this idiot that knows nothing about what happened on the day of 9/11 so many years ago, right?
It has nothing to do with having fun. I mean,
I don't want them to think I'm stupid, Anthony. I need to play their game, right?
No.
I mean, I need to. But Anthony, they're gonna think I'm dumb, and then it's just gonna be.
No, they won't. No.
Yeah, you sure?
I'm positive.
I need to impress them, or she's gonna think I'm dumb. No, man, we ain't talking about 9/11 on our first fucking date.
No.
Sorry, man. Again, this goes back to what you were just saying. This is against the rules. heavy conversation where controversial shit's going to take people off the rails of having fun is not allowed here. This is just fun. If you want to know my ideas about 9/11, you would have to, first of all, not be on a first date with me. First of all.
Facts.
You would have to get me to join a message board where people just go talk about 9/11 all day long. By the way, that's against my rules too. I don't want to do that. You just don't get to come in here and dictate some dumbass topic I don't want to fucking talk about to think like I got to impress you with my 9/11 knowledge.
Can I give you an example that just happened to me?
Oh, please, because I love specific examples.
So I go to certain places to meet people on dates.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and my strategy is to meet you somewhere. And then if I find you interesting enough to elevate to the next phase, then we will go get something to eat or enjoy the ambiance of another place elsewhere, right?
Mm.
And so,
well, hold on, I get it. You're like meeting them in a place, and then you're trying to impress them about your knowledge about the city to take them to another place, right? You're trying to please them with your city knowledge, right?
No.
I just want the audience to know that was me being sarcastic. I mean, Anthony, are these places you typically like to frequent?
Yes.
So you can see if y'all connect and have further chemistry at the next location.
Right.
It sounds like you're playing your game.
Exactly.
Doesn't sound like you're trying to impress and please them the whole time. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
But she was like, can I let's get something to eat here? And I'm like, nah. And she looked back like with concern because now she's like, oh, is this the guy that's not gonna want to pay for food and this and that, right?
That's in your head, bitch.
Yeah,
not in mine.
So
I just don't like the fucking food here.
Right. We're here to meet, not to eat. And so I said, no, we're not going to eat here if, we continue the date. She was like, if this is not the date? I'm like, yeah, we're at the beginning of one.
Yeah. Chapter one, bitch.
And I asked her, I said, maybe you haven't just met men that have an idea what they're doing on dates. But, for me, I'm not going to take you to one of my favorite restaurants and have you ruin it on a first date that I'll never.
Right.
And then you like, oh, this one guy took me there and I got to see your bad date having ass in my favorite restaurant. No, I'm not sharing my restaurants with no random. I got to understand if you're even good enough to go to the next phase. We're here at a decent enough place to meet, but this is not where we're going to eat.
Do you want to know, Anthony, do you want to know how many times this has happened to me? I'm already thinking about the line I always used to say.
What's that?
It's like, we should order food here, right? Are you hungry? Yeah, not right now. If we get hungry later, I have a better place in mind.
There you go.
Boom. And it just, if we're hungry later, I have a better place in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm giving the bitch a goal. You might get asked to the next place, bitch.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right. But right now, I'm just leading us on a journey of having fun and hanging out.
Yeah. We just hanging out right now. And so, this is another thing.
That's some entitled shit, isn't it? She just showed up expecting free shit, right?
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, this is another vetting process for me. Can you follow my lead?
And if all this attitude erupts in this moment of the date,
right?
I don't think we're going to the next place.
I'm gonna tell you, man. You know how many guys that's found out this was gonna be a bad date and they continued the date anyway? Because you stayed at the one place you was gonna have to eat and drink. This bitch is ordering 2 and 3 drinks without even trying to like follow your lead. Because let's say you had 1 drink, Wesley, and she's already ordered her second, right? And then the waiter's like, do you want another one? And she's like, yes, and I'll have what are you thinking in that moment? She's had 2 drinks. You've had one. You order a water after your drink. And then she goes, then the waiter comes, is there anything else I can get? Do you want another drink? And she don't even look at you. She was like, yes, I'll have another one of these. Or she'll ask, can you bring back the drink menu? I want to say, oh, what kind of wines do you have? Like, have you been on a date like that or similar to that?
No, many of them.
Okay.
But let me tell you, I've been on many dates, too, where women are like, I don't know, are you going to have another?
Exactly.
I've
They're
been on those
looking for
dates,
your
too.
leadership, right?
Yeah.
They're looking for you to lead them.
Or she's like, I was maybe thinking wine. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another line of leadership.
And again, these are women that you want to go on second and third dates with.
Yes.
Because they have a little bit of sense.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, so, I'm going to have to watch what we do in the future. I want to, besides, you and I are always talking about, we don't want this podcast to be the He-Man woman hating club. So I'm going to try to be more aware in the year 2021. If I'm talking about some dumb shit that women do on a date, I also want to give our fellas and ladies that are listening, I want to give them an example of like, not every bitch did this.
Yeah.
Some bitches had some sense.
Yeah.
And they did this. Because I have been on those dates where it's like, I don't know, what do you think? Because they're just being cordial, like, hey, we all know this is your money here. Right?
Facts. Yeah. I mean, this is not, exactly, man. This is not a fucking dumb, I don't know what's going on situation. Everybody know what's
I didn't know if we were just going to do Dutch or we were going to, you're going to pick up the tab? Oh,
right.
Okay.
This fake.
No,
this
crazy.
This fake fucking like, oh wow, this is I remember a lady pulling out her purse. See, my thing is this now, and I don't want to get off too much off topic.
I don't think we're off topic right here. I'm being serious. I don't think we're off topic.
I've seen women go to their purse, right, and do this pretend, shift shit around in their purse, right, when the ticket comes up. And I'm like, oh, she digging. I mean, what you digging for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if a woman's not saying, oh, I got this, or I've had women literally try to fight me to pay. And at first, I remember when I was on dates, I was like, oh, this is a test, bro. This is a whole test. I can't fail this test of gentlemanness, right? Like, I got to be a gentleman. I gotta pay. I gotta do this and that, right? And I've had women enjoy my presence so much that they was like, I please allow me to just be a part of the giving, right? Because I've given so much to them in a date that they're just wanting to do something. Pay the tip of the meal, go Dutch, and sometimes I used to take Dutch as a insult too, like, oh, they don't want to see me again, so they don't want to have no obligation.
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, they don't want to have no obligation to me, so they want to pay Dutch so they can be like, hey, that's it. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to have to even answer your call after this, right?
On the flip side of that. And like I said, I'm not going to go too into this either, but on the flip side of that, I've paid for chicks shit, and we would be in an environment like a club or pub or something like that, and we would be making out, and then I would go to ask her out for a second date, and she'd be like, hey, for me, it's not a match. And if you've listened to this program long enough, you know that I had a line for that. Cool. Good luck on your search. I appreciate your candor, is what I would always say. I appreciate your candor. Because, guys, when girls don't want to string you around, you do what? You promote that behavior. This is how women and adults should act. If you're not into it, don't sit around spending his money. But I would remember, like, we made out, and I'm like, did that bitch make out with me just because she felt like I'm paying for everything?
I think women,
you almost kind of feel like it cheapened the whole experience. Right?
I think women follow your lead, whatever that lead is.
Yeah.
And it be some things that they may not want to do, which when they go into these, I wasn't really wanting sexual activity. I just fell upon the lead that was happening because I was. This is why they mindset feel like that is actual something against what they wanted, because they naturally want to follow the lead of a man, even if it's something that they're uncomfortable with. So I'm not saying all cases fall under that, and I don't want to even get into that part of it. But
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
that's a
saying
controversial topic,
yeah.
for sure.
But I can understand it on a certain level. Some men are quite. Everybody. I think everybody has been around someone who's very influential, very like pushy. Like, hey, we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna do this, and you're like, I'm not really wanting to do that. And they're like, hey, let's go. You know, you hang. We're all gonna do this. We're gonna be going to the movies, and then after the movies, we're gonna go to the bar. After the bar, we're gonna go to this little hangout and dance all night. Like, you're like, that's not my plan. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go home after the. And you're like,
yeah,
everybody, but this guy or this girl is like very pushy. He's like, oh, come on, don't be a damn towel or dump a damn blanket. Don't ruin the night for everyone. Come on. And you're like, okay, fuck it. Like, I don't want to be the one to make everybody else's night horrible. I'll just go along. But the whole time you're like, I wish I was under my blanket sleep. Like you.
Yeah, but you just kind of go, I mean, you've been peer pressured. You don't want to be a bad friend. I think you've stumbled onto some genius too. If more men treated first dates like they were planning something for a group of people, I think they might have better first dates.
100.
Like, yeah, like, hey, all right, there's 5 of us, mixed people. I know that Barry is allergic to shellfish. We can't go here, but I've got to plan an evening for the group. And so I guess as I'm sitting here thinking about it organically, you know what's good, but you also know what people in the group like. So part of you is pleasing a little bit. And I have to say this because some of y'all fucking act like the Terminator, as Alpha Male Strategies always says. Some of y'all are like, I'm taking her to the goddamn football game, and if she don't like that, fuck that bitch. You know, it's like, all right, time out, man, time out. Listen,
you got a lot.
I love the Houston Rednecks. I mean, Rednecks, the Houston Roughnecks, rather. Too. I enjoyed the Houston Roughnecks football games. Probably not a place I'd take a first date.
Nah,
but it could be awesome. But you know what I mean. Let's think about our target audience. So if you're planning for a group, you got to know Barry has a shellfish allergy. You know that one of the bitches in the group is a vegan. There's a little bit of pleasing, guys, because you're trying to be a charming person in the world, right?
Man, that goes along with what we talked about before about.
I feel like I have to mention this, right?
Yes, but there's we talked about this in the pre-show about having nobody is 100% red pill, right?
Right.
There's some blue pill to you. And you're going to bring that over. The thing is, just because someone say, oh, that's a blue pill, that's a blue pill thing that you're doing. The thing is, if you have a red pill mentality, you understand that it takes some of that blue pill to
be a good host.
Yes, just to carry over some niceties, some hey, I want to make everybody comfortable. And sometimes I have to sacrifice my own desires and wants for the betterment of the group. And I'm not.
You know who does this real time?
Who that?
In all the Marvel movies that Robert Downey Jr. was in, this motherfucker would always pull like the new actor, the new dude, whether it was Chris Pratt or whether it was, what's his name? That played Captain America. Was it Chris Evans?
Chris Evans?
Yeah. Whoever the new person was, apparently Robert Downey Jr. had a trailer that had everything he could desire. And so he just gets to sit there and be a king. And if you were just being totally red pill and alpha, you're like, 100% of the day, I'm going to do exactly what the fuck I want to do. But the thing that people say about Robert Downey Jr. is like, he has me over to his trailer, we have a big brunch together, and he just genuinely wants to get to know me. When it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he was a good host. He put other people's comfort and enjoyment and hanging out and having fun above his. He could have just sat there and played his favorite video game in his cool-ass trailer all day by himself or with 5 bitches that he wanted to fuck. I mean, but instead, he was a kind person and a great host. Mm-hmm. And not only did it make those people feel special, but it made them feel like they were part of this whole universe, and it probably made for better performances, right?
Oh yeah,
people more comfortable on screen.
Right. When you're more relaxed, think about it, man. When there's tension in a room, man, you kind of want to get away.
Yeah,
you don't want to stay long when there's like this people are arguing, people are kind of like quiet, like or giving short answers, and there's no engagement. So to engage another human being, you have to figure out like what makes this person who they are, and can we, kind of interlace our lives and become friends, social associates, whatever it is, for the moment. Even if it's for the moment, Wesley. Like it's not. No one says you have to be permanent friends for life.
Right.
It's just for the moment that you're in. Can you be the guy or the glue to bring everybody together in one room? And those are the people that attract to you because they know, hey, if I don't get along with anybody else, I know I get along with this guy.
The story that you talked about earlier, where you were like, I don't want to hang out tonight. I just want to be home under my blanket, blah, 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 blah. The reason that you kept that night going is because someone there was the glue making sure everybody was having fun. Mm-hmm. And then when you look back on it, you're like, oh, fuck, I fucking had a good time. I should have gone to bed early, but goddamn it, we were having a good time. Now, when I'm using the Robert Downey Jr. Example, however, is he still in a leadership position when he's having them over to the absolutely? Oh, yeah. He's like, my goal is to hang out with this new actor and have fun as friends. He's not dating them, but I just want to hang out and have fun. But I'm in charge of how all this shit happens. I'm not showing up to their trailer with roses and, hey, I heard that you like Air Jordans. I bought you 5 pair of Air Jordans. Please like me. No, he's like, hey, check it out. I know you want to fucking hang out with me because I'm fucking dope. Say, man, hey, meet me over here for brunch. You know what I mean? He's still leading and not pleasing. But at the same time, he's being charming and facilitating everybody having a good time.
You ever met someone or you ever heard somebody complain about someone that everybody likes?
Right. It's weird, right?
And you're like...
It's fucking weird. You're like, why the fuck don't you like Joe Rogan?
Right.
Right.
Like everybody
what is your problem?
Likes him. Like, that must be... That says something about you... than more it says about him.
Okay,
right?
Let's go live because we didn't talk about this in the pre-show. What do you typically think about people that do that? I'll tell you what I think first. There's these people that think that shitting on stuff makes them look more intelligent. Like, oh, everyone likes vanilla ice cream because they don't understand that they don't understand that Neapolitan ice cream exists. I'm a little bit more cultured when it comes to ice creams. You wouldn't think vanilla ice cream was so dope if you understood, like me, that Rocky Road ice cream is a flavor. Some people just don't know about flavors of ice cream. I feel sorry for them. And they feel like shitting on art, especially with movies. Oh, you like the movie 300? Well, it was completely historically inaccurate. Right? And they try to make themselves look more intelligent to the group by shitting on stuff. Immediately when people go down that road, Anthony, That's what I fucking think of them. What do you think when like people are doing that shit?
All right. So first, if I'm shocked by their response, I want to dig in more. Like
why would you hate Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Like what? Wait, why? What happened?
Well,
like,
a lot of people don't know Joe Rogan used to blah 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 blah. Man.
Okay, so that's when because at that point, then I'm trying to like figure out, okay, what is their angle, right?
Yeah.
Is it a legit gripe? Like maybe Joe Rogan tried to put their finger in his boot. Like
I'm like, what? Did Joe Rogan try to finger your booty?
Right.
I hope not.
So I need to kind of like vet why they're acting.
Well, Anthony, I appreciate you say that because you're purposely coming to the conversation with good intentions. You're purposely not trying to prejudge.
Right.
You're like, let me find out. All right, is there something about Joe Rogan I don't know? Is he a Holocaust denier? Like, what's up? You know.
So once I realized, okay, that's a bullshit reason. Now I'm looking at them like, oh, okay. So so
you can't be in my life now.
Right. and that's the thing. A lot of times, you gotta know when there's people that cut off. Like no one is automatically accepted into your circle. So it's your job to keep people from getting too close to you to harm you. Sometimes you let all the people come in, and then you don't know why you're always hurt or you're always getting
taken advantage of.
Exactly. Or abused or misused, whatever you want to call it. So when I'm coming across people like that, I usually, I see them differently and I treat them differently because that's my circle of friends. Like if you don't get along with my circle of friends, then it's kind of like, okay, well,
I cut you off though. What you were saying? Have you ever met somebody that just like doesn't like somebody that everybody likes?
Yeah.
Where were you going with that?
Well, the reason I asked that question is because most people that differ from yourself. Let's say you were vetting someone, right, and then you introduced to someone of your best friends, right, and then they're like, I don't like that person, and you're like, that's my best fucking friend. Like,
yeah,
how you don't like my best fucking friend, right? And I vetted you, right? So I got you close to even introduce you to my best friend. So why don't you like them, right? So now I'm more curious as to what they see that I don't. But when it's just frivolous shit, a lot of times it's this. They're jealous of the relationship you have with someone else that they can't get with you.
Yeah.
And so to come in between, they want to immediately make you choose because they feel like they've gotten either some kind of advantage or edge enough to make you split, right? And it's up to you as a leader to say, hey, if you don't get along with this person, I get it. I'm not saying everybody has to get along with everyone. But this is my best friend. Or this is my person that's in my circle. This person's not going anywhere. Right?
Well, this goes along with what we were talking about in the pre-show. I mean, leading, and because we talked about this in the very beginning. We're talking about the toddler that wants candy 3 meals a day. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it would be easy to just give that kid that kid candy for all 3 meals. Boy, they'd be happy all the time, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But then it leads to dark outcomes. The child becomes obese. It gets really, really bad habits. It gets, like you said, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
It'd be sick all the time. And this is what happens when in your life, as you were just pointing out just now, when you're not strong enough, when you're not leading and you're just pleasing, when you're leading, you got to be strong enough to say no. You got to be able to look people in the eye and say no, even if it's something as simple as like, hey, look, we're not talking about abortion on a first fucking date, motherfucker. Like, you have to be strong enough to say, hey, I was tasked with leading us to a fun date. An abortion conversation does not help my goals of us having fun, hanging out, and possibly hooking up. Sorry, sweetie. We're not going to talk about Tower 7 on 9/11 on a first date. That's the kind of shit you talk about like with your girlfriend or wife. And even then, you don't really want to have their opinion a lot of the time, to be honest.
What does that do to bind you, though? Like, what? Or is that a conversation that's gonna glue you guys together?
Right. It's not going to be, but I think it's more important to focus on leading is sometimes saying no and having an uncomfortable moment so you don't have this dark outcome later. You have to be able to tell the toddler, no candy. Not just no candy for this meal. I don't think I'm going to give you candy this week.
But Wesley,
motherfucker.
Wesley, we're not fucking toddlers. So what about the woman
well, we're
you want to fuck tells you something?
Well, I'm just saying, this is what a lot of women have, and I'm sorry, again, this is not the He-Man woman-hating podcast, but a lot of women, the only way they know how to act with a man one-on-one, they don't do this in groups.
Okay.
They don't do this with their girlfriends. They don't do this with their guy friends. But they have learned that when they're one-on-one with a male, that they act like a toddler. They just start making demands, and if you don't do everything they want to do and give them all the candy they want, they start stomping around and making everybody's life in the house a living fucking hell. This comes back to the phrase that we were talking about earlier. What is it? Happy toddler, happy life, Anthony? Is that the?
Yeah, I remember that didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm just it's one of those. Anthony, I think I do remember the phrase now that these morons fucking repeat. Isn't it like...
All right. Happy wife, happy life. Hi, kid.
I think that's true, that statement. Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Is it, though?
Nah.
This is what it sounds like to be married to a toddler. I'm serious, guys. So, and guys, this is what I'm talking about. When you don't lead on dates, and you please on dates, these are the dark outcomes that happen to you. These are the dark outcomes. If you can't, from date one, lead the 3 H's, hang out, have fun, hook up. That's your only goal. You're strategizing, as Anthony and I always tell you. That's when you're on the treadmill at the gym after the date going, I wonder if I'd have done this. Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to become more charming, right? We're always trying to make ourselves more interesting, like we talked about in the last podcast. But this happy wife, happy life bullshit, these are the dark outcomes that happen from starting date one trying to please a fucking bitch. You did this to yourself, fellas. And if you find yourself saying these dumb, moronic phrases that miserable men repeat, let me repeat that. These are phrases that miserable men repeat.
Don't it sound like they did give up on life a little bit when they say that shit?
Well, it sounds like it sounds like they're saying something because what just happened didn't make any sense to anybody, right? It's like the wife got on the table and just shit in the middle of the table and said, "Pay the check," and just stormed out of the restaurant. And then the guy just says something sheepish like, "Well, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life." I mean, happy wife, happy life. Watch for the rest of your life. It's only said when something fucking crazy weird happens that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think because you have it's like the white flag reference. It was like, look, I give up.
I surrender.
Yeah, I don't want to have to live in a house of pain. I want to come home to peace. And if I just gotta fucking make this bitch happy with
if I don't give this toddler candy 3 meals a day, it's just gonna cry all day long. I did it for 3 weeks straight, and now this is just what the toddler expects.
But that's not leading your household, bro. Like,
what do you mean? Do I have to actually know about nutrition when I have a child?
Of course.
Oh, really?
Well,
when I'm married, do I actually like learn how I have to fucking lead a family?
You know?
Oh,
is it your responsibility, Wesley, as a man going out on a date, to know what it takes to have a functional, successful date with the woman? Like, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna do what it takes to do the research, do what it takes to, and even if you fuck up in your quest of these dates, guess what you do later? You get on the phone tap, call up Anthony, and be like, "Hey man, I did this on this day. This what happened."
What do you think? Do you know, usually when I get those conversations, usually I'm serious, Anthony, I find out that the guy did nothing wrong. Just a fucking bitch you don't want to date.
And this is what I was going to go to before you even said that. I was going to be
we were on the same page.
Yeah, I was like, and sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with what you did. That's the chick you don't want to date again. That's it.
That's
like all it can be.
A couple podcasts ago, we were talking about when you're dating for outcomes. Dating is like fishing. When you throw that lure out there in the water and you're trying to catch a fish, motherfucker, there is a whole ecosystem beneath that water you do not see.
Right. You don't know what her
you
past
don't know
is.
What's going on in her life, man.
Yeah, you don't. You
don't know if she just broke up with her boyfriend yesterday. You don't know if this bitch is still married and has two side dudes.
Right.
You don't know what's going on beneath the surface of that water when you're trying to catch fish. So quit beating yourself up, guys. I wish a lot of you would just take our advice from this segment. Just lead a session of hanging out, having fun, possibly hooking up. The reason I'm kind of being soft on the possibly hooking up, Anthony, even though that is our goal, right, on a date, the 3 H's. Hang out, have fun, hook up. Shout out Corey Wayne. These are his words, not ours. But this is wisdom that we want to pass on to you. The reason I'm saying, like, possibly hook up, and I'm kind of being soft with it, is because, guys, I want you to get it out of your head that you failed if you didn't hook up. It's not a failure. All this experience is going to add up to some good shit one day.
Well,
don't worry.
Hooking up is not a... And man,
it's not an A or an F test, right? Like, you can get a B minus, you can get a B plus.
I have great fucking dates I didn't hook up with a chick, right? It's a continuation of the experience of that woman that you're dating, right? It's not. I didn't get what I wanted. Date 1. So I failed. If you had fun and y'all hung out, great fucking date. A+. Hooking up.
That's what we're usually saying to guys, aren't we? We're like,
what's wrong?
What's wrong?
Right.
I mean, you beat me to it. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys have fun. I mean,
right. I think the
God damn it! I wanted to fuck her in her ass though. Shit.
Have you? Wesley, have you ever took a class in a semester, made an A on your first test, and you're like, I got this shit covered. I passed this class.
Never.
No,
Never.
motherfucker. That's
like, we're just getting started.
Right. You just got started. What the fuck are you trying to get to? No, you don't get to take the final exam after you pass this fucking class, bro.
It's going to be a long season. I'm glad I won the first game.
Right. That's it. Now, what did you do to get that A on that first test?
I mean, just the right things. I just kind of kept doing the right things, and then here we go. Let's get to chapter 2.
Are you going to get challenged later on?
100.
Exactly. And you're going to have to learn more things that you didn't know prior to that? Most likely.
I didn't make an A in the class. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't make an A on the first test because I brought the teacher an apple every day. Hey, and I know that she likes Granny Smith apples, so I'm pretty sure that's why you passed the test. No, motherfucker. This is all shit you have to lead yourself and the people following you into. And again, I know people get tired of hearing this story, but for the benefit of the people that are listening to this for the first time, my wife and I went on a first date, and we went to a restaurant, and I planned on taking her to other locations, as we always suggest that you guys do, right? My friend was fighting in his first UFC fight, and I'm like, I want to stay here and watch this. And I was prepared to let her, hey, it's not your thing, cool. If Dungeons and Dragons is not your thing, cool. But the thing is, I'm going to be here watching UFC. And when she saw that I was passionate about it and she wanted to learn more about it, I didn't know it at the time. She's a former athlete. It led to a better date. As Anthony tells you guys, when you're just out in the world doing awesome things, sometimes awesome shit happens, right? But this was my leadership of like, here's what I'm going to do with my life today. And you know what? I think this is fun. If you don't think this is fun, cool, I don't want to keep you. But I think this will be fun. Do you want to stay? And then boom, now we're fucking married with a kid. Going on a first date with a restaurant. But it was my leadership. And by the way, Anthony, that leadership, the way it went on the first date is the same way it goes in our marriage today.
As it should.
It's my program that she has to be on.
I was going to say, I've been around guys who like to hunt and fish and shoot guns. Mm-hmm. Right? Be out in nature and shit like that. And let's say they go out on a date with this prissy city girl, right? And hunting and fishing and all that she does, that's nowhere near in her things of fun, right? But it's something she's never done before, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say she says, I like this guy. He's handsome. He's funny, attractive. I want to be around him more. Even though he got this weird hunting, fishing, and outdoorsy outlook on life.
Yeah.
But the first time he teaches her how to put aim on a beer can or bottle in the open field, and she's able to shoot accurately at a distance, what adrenaline rush will she get from that? And account that to the man that she's with.
I mean, it's one of those powerful moments. And if she ain't into it, cool. But this is all what we're trying to get you guys in the mode. By the way, Anthony, leading isn't just like I'm in charge and I'm the boss and you guys are the employees. Sometimes leading, you can't have fun. Your interests are just so different than theirs that you can't have fun. It's impossible to have fun. But that has nothing to do with pleasing somebody. Leading somebody, guys, isn't a fucking cheat code to make every date go well.
No.
But it is a way for you to avoid these dark outcomes of being in a fucking 15-year marriage, having your wife embarrass you in front of your boss and coworkers, and then you just got to be happy wife, happy life.
I sent you a link to a guy who just got married.
Oh, please set this up. I know what you're talking about. Please set this up.
And
this was like holy shit type moment.
And this was, everybody have the couple dance. Where they're just dancing before everybody else.
The bride and groom do a first dance before anyone hits I think the bride and father do their dance, and then symbolically then dances with the groom.
Right.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, that's accurate.
So set this up, man. This was crazy.
And you could tell this man married this woman on this is the best I can get that says yes, or there's so many layers.
I don't know.
When I
looked at this guy, he looked like he didn't look like an unattractive.
No,
he looked like a handsome dude. I don't know how much money he made, but he dressed up at his wedding.
Yes. He
looked like a dude who could be making $50,000-$60,000 a year. And he's a young guy.
Yes.
So when a young guy is making $50,000-$60,000 a year, that's a lot of money for a young dude.
He can double and triple that. The thing is that
attractive girl. but
Yes.
wasn't overly attractive.
No.
This wasn't some kind of fucking wild dime piece,
And
but it was attractive.
her energy with him was to the point to where, as me as a man, I know I can't be around a woman physically with her having any distance between me, right? Like I gotta know as a man, you desire and want me with every fiber of your being, right? And he goes in to kiss his wife, his bride, and immediately she has the "I'm gonna vomit" reaction if you touch me, and she pulls away, and he doesn't even get to land what do you call it when you barely kiss someone? A smooch. I don't know. He couldn't even get that. A peck. He couldn't even get a peck from her. And at first because I don't want to take a negative spin on it. At first I was like, some people don't like to kiss in public, right? There's
Right.
this, I don't like being, but on your wedding day.
And to just be all like,
Don't kiss me! Don't kiss me!
I mean, it was just like, she was like recoiling back.
Yes.
Hey,
What are you doing? This isn't. I want to say that he felt confident enough to where she wouldn't reject him this time.
but instead, all he got was.
Don't kiss me! Don't kiss me!
It was like, come on, man, you just married this bitch,
Yeah.
dude. I shouldn't say this on the show because I don't like revealing shit to my wife, and I don't keep this show secret from my wife. Like, she could access this shit. But I'll share with the listeners one of the things that I do. Like, I want to always know I can reach in my wife's shirt and grab her titties anytime. I mean, listen, not at a fucking children's piano recital. Okay? Like, but I want to make sure, like, I'm looking for that kind of recoiled, like, hey,
No access.
yeah, I'm looking for her to be like in that lane of,
Don't kiss me! Don't kiss me!
I'm looking for that. And my wife is, again, she's always on my program. That's not a compliment to me as much as it's a compliment to her.
Yeah.
Because in this world where women just get to kind of fucking do whatever they want, in this current bizarro fucking world we live in, where women have no standards, no shame. It's just a la carte what the fucking morals and values for women are now. Mm-hmm. I give my wife credit. Like, she doesn't come off program. It would be easy for her to just fucking feed into these dumb fucking bitches in our society here in the West. But that's kind of a game I play with myself. Is like, if I'm going to be happy in this marriage, I need to be able to grab my wife's titties any fucking time I want. Here we have a guy in this example that it's his wedding day. It's his fucking wedding day. When only two people are dancing on the dance floor, and everyone's just like, oh, God. Think about that. The groom's parents.
Oh.
The groom's parents are like, they've dreamed of their son's wedding day. They've joined in this ceremony. And they're like, man, I fantasized from the time he was a little toddler, begging for candy and crying for candy. And I told him no, because I wanted to bring him up right. I've dreamed of his wedding day and what that would look like. And what they got instead, like, versus the dreams, the beautiful dreams they had in their head, what they got instead was...
Don't kiss me! Don't kiss me!
You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. Like, that's what they got instead, man. They got a bitch that was just recoiling. And then you probably know in that moment at the wedding, God damn it, this bitch ain't shit. Right? If you're a parent of the groom. So all you haters out there that are single moms listening to this program, wanting to put your scopes on us because you think we're the He-Man Woman Haters Club, all you single moms that are mad at us here at the Red Pill Phone Tap, I'll ask you a question. Would you want your son to go through that on his wedding day? Dramatic pause.
What Cat Williams say? I'll wait.
I'll wait. Is this what you want for your son?
The thing is, man, if you as a man
can't even lead on your wedding day.
Well,
she won't even give you that.
If I had to go get a ring for someone to marry, kissing them shouldn't be a question in my mind. Kissing them, like to your point, anytime, anywhere I want to, shouldn't be a question in my mind.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going above and beyond. I'm like, I need to be able to grab that titty anytime. And my wife is still like, yep, I'm your wife. Here we go.
I'm a nipple grabber, and I need that now in the grocery store, in the freezer section, when we picking up the popsicle pops.
Now, I want to keep things, well, hold on. I want to keep things classy. I would go over the shirt, nipple grab if nobody's around. Quickly.
Empty aisle.
But if I'm driving.
Empty aisle.
Yeah, empty aisle. But if I'm on a 5-hour road trip and my daughter's asleep in the car seat in the back, I need to be able to go under that shirt while I'm driving. I need to be able to know this girl is on my side.
And I don't
on my team.
I don't have any oh man, that's beyond approach. Like, to me, that's natural. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you have that access?
Well, that's someone that's on your team. That's someone that's like, oh, this is something he wants to do. And here I am.
Wesley.
I'm able to provide this for him. By the way, as we talk about leading, on a first date and leading and shit like that. Think about the leadership from the woman's side. When we use the example of my wife, think about the leadership from the woman's side where she's like, I am the XO of this boat, and I want to be a leader when it comes to making my husband happy. I don't want to tell him no titties for you. I want to lead. I want to be a leader of being of making my family happy, and my wife does it. Gives you perspective, doesn't it?
I'm going to tell you, on my end, I've actually done things to where even if I know it was uncomfortable, I need her to be comfortable, right? With me, at least with me. Mm-hmm. I had a ex where she was uncomfortable with PDA, right? And
should have got that done on the first date.
And I was like, because at first I thought
everybody at home was like, here he goes again. Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me.
When this is what I used to do, because I knew it was a problem. I was like, okay, now every time we're in public, I'm going to do PDA. Because I know you're uncomfortable with it, and I need you to not be. Right? So I took the leadership of getting her used to that. Not that I wanted to make her, feel uncomfortable on purpose. Only that because I like PDA, not necessarily to where I'm trying to show out, but if I feel the need to want to lay a kiss on my woman at any moment in time, out no matter where that was, I needed her to be comfortable with that. And because I pressed on it and continued to do it, it was nothing anymore. It wasn't a conversation we had to have. It was just, hey, when I want this is what I get. And if you're not if you're not willing to give me that, then you don't get me, right? And the thing that I find with guys a lot of times is that when a woman doesn't want to follow your lead, and because she's pretty, Wesley, because she's beautiful, and gorgeous, whatever the term you want to use, they give her a pass.
Yep.
And is that leadership, or is that pleasing? Well, because she don't want it, I don't want it either.
Oh, this is that thing that a lot of guys fall for, right? If you were more sophisticated, you would know that women like to take pictures of themselves in lingerie and put it on Instagram. But you just don't get it because you're not as sophisticated as I am as a guy.
Well, you sound like Steph Curry.
Yeah. That's that thing, right? It's like, well, you just don't get that because she doesn't want it, bro. Look, maybe I'm just a little more sophisticated than you, but I know that my wife doesn't always want me to grab her titty, Wesley.
Can I ask you?
I'm just a little bit more sophisticated and worldly than you are. So maybe I just kind of get things you don't get. Yeah, you know who this sounds like? The guy that shits on movies and shit to make himself look smarter.
No,
right? Same dude. Same guy.
This sounds like Dwayne Wade. Did you see that?
Oh, man. I love Dwayne Wade. Did he do something?
Bro, you didn't see the Dwayne Wade?
No. We're talking about the basketball player for the Heat, right?
Yes, man.
Oh, man. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be disappointed in Dwayne.
I got to fuck up your premise of why. So, Dwayne Wade says that he doesn't lead his marriage.
Oh. I'm still listening.
Well, I just want you to kind of like see that a man with a masculine woman goes to say, she's so masculine, I can't out-masculine her, so she leads this shit. Whatever she wants to do goes. And I hate that you like this guy, because at this point, when he said to the world in an interview that he couldn't get her to switch up because she likes to drink, but when she drinks, she becomes unladylike. That was what he said in the beginning. And he realized that, well, she was this way before I met her, and she's a celebrity. Like, she got her own money. She got her own way of doing things.
Who the fuck's he married to?
Gabrielle Union.
Don't know who that is.
You don't know who Gabrielle Union is?
No.
You know who Gabrielle Union is, man.
I'm desperately trying to.
You know who Gabrielle Union is.
Okay, she's beautiful, first and foremost. She's an actress that...
You know who Gabrielle Union is, man.
The initial pictures, I'm like, let me see the filmography here.
Wow, you don't know who Gabrielle Union...
Oh, yes, I know this chick, for sure, yeah.
She is always playing the bitch in the movie. Like
Sister, Smart Guy, Seventh Heaven... 10 Things I Hate About You. She's been in movies that I've seen. As soon as I see her face here on Wikipedia, I know her. But
her most recent movies, she has no femininity at all. She's always the bitch. She's always the angry bitch. And it shows. It shows, man. And I thought it was an actress, actress being an actress. But no, that's who that bitch is. Especially because Dwayne Wade just can't fucking tell the world that he's a man in his marriage. No, the wife is. And
you want me to read the quote?
Go ahead.
So Dwayne Wade says, it's not the man leads and the woman follows. That's not what we live in this house. For me, I have a wife that works not just as hard, harder than I. Really, motherfucker? Acting as hard as playing basketball? You know how many fucking games these motherfuckers in the NBA play?
The mileage they put on their knees and ankles and
how in the fuck could you ever compare an actress and an NBA player?
I don't know, man.
That would be like comparing like a secretary and a bricklayer. One bitch just sits on her ass all day and answers phones. One dude lays bricks all day for 8 hours a day. Lays bricks.
But Wesley, the phone keeps ringing.
Bet the phone keeps ringing. I digress. For me, I have a wife that works not just as harder than I. She had her own career, her own life before I came along. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with leading the family.
Nothing.
But this is all Church of Sound Good, isn't it?
Yep.
Let me continue this Church of Sound Good bullshit. From my perspective, I was like, how can I be part of the growth? Here we go. Here we go with some fucking, let me get some likes on fucking social media and all these fucking women that are masculine and not feminine. How can I this is so disappointing. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get through this. How can I be part of the growth, the evolution of who she is? Motherfucker, you're Dwayne Wade. Do you understand? This fake humility is such fucking bullshit. I don't know. I don't know if it's fake humility or just total beta bullshit. Not try to change her or stunt her growth. This is the bizarro world we live in, where not even Dwayne Wade, future NBA Hall of Famer, can fucking lead his family because he's scared it might offend some people. Right, Anthony? Oh my fucking God.
I'm going to tell you, I was like, I'm not surprised. Based on the other news that was happening with his son and all that shit. So I was like, this is not surprising to me. I'm not surprised at all.
Real quick, what was the son news?
Well, his son is like wearing skirts and shit, you know.
Is that a coincidence?
No.
Is it a coincidence that your son's wearing skirts and a man is saying, I can't lead the family? And this is no offense to any of our friends out in the trans community. That is not what we're saying. But we're saying that there's an obvious lack of masculinity with the sons here. And I don't think it's a coincidence that there's a lack of masculinity.
No one says you can't be gay. Be gay. If you're gay, be gay. But I think if it was more structure in that household, it'll be a little bit more structure. I
mean, these are controversial. Hey, listen. And by the way, if you have a different opinion, cool. We'll have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
These are controversial things that we're saying. But, guys, if you're older and you've lived life, I bet you agree with us. But it doesn't mean we're right. Like I said, we're not trying to be controversial.
Well, we were talking about leadership. We were talking about leadership,
exactly.
Right?
And this is a total lack of leadership from someone who is a amazing leader on the basketball court.
This is
surprising.
You would think it would translate in his own life. I'll tell you just a quick thing. When I was watching that interview, he actually mentioned a part where they didn't get along. Like he was like in the beginning of their marriage, and he was like, "Hey, you have a 2-drink maximum when we're out because you get kind of crazy when you drink, and I don't like that because you represent." Isn't the woman a representative of you? So he was telling her he didn't like the way she act after she had drinks, and she was like, I'm not going to stop drinking. He should have dropped her right then. Right then, he should have dropped her and left her the fuck alone, found someone else. But he didn't.
When you just tell a very reasonable thing like, hey, you've had a bad track record. You can't, you're in a I'm not saying you can drink all you want to drink, but in public, 2-drink max. And then your wife responds with,
okay. Really?
You're not the boss of me.
You're not the
You're
boss
not
of
the
me.
boss.
I mean, she works harder than NBA players, according to Dwayne Wade, Anthony.
Because she memorizing transcripts? Okay.
Boy, there's you get a lot of likes and clicks and a lot of mileage on this worshiping women bullshit, don't you? But then your kids end up wearing skirts. This is what this whole topic is about, isn't it, Anthony? This whole segment is about leading. There's going to be some uncomfortable moments, but you're going to have better outcomes. Pleasing people, it's going to be super easy day to day, but then what happens? That little toddler gets cavities because all they eat's candy, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Anthony. This is one of those where
Wesley wasn't prepared for that.
What do they say? What do they say? Never meet your heroes, right?
Right.
I mean, oh my God. Dwayne Wade saying that, I feel like it sets men back so far. Like, when did he say this, by the way? I'm sorry.
This was recent, man. This was very recent. And I want to say about a month ago, this came out. And when I tell you disappointment was spread all across social media, trust me, it was not a good look for D Wade. D Wade couldn't still be playing basketball today.
But I feel like he has a responsibility as a successful male in the community. And I remember Kevin Samuels when he talks about, the broad definition of high value man. He doesn't include athletes and people in the music industry and the acting industry and things like that. But he's still a successful male in the community. And this is what he's teaching other men. Really? D. Wade, really? Dude, you're really going down this road. You're really teaching our young people this fucking bullshit mentality of happy wife, happy life. Really and truly. D. Wade, when we just needed a hero, you're really going down this road of happy wife, happy life. Here go D. Wade, by the way, Anthony. Here go D. Wade. Hey, D. Wade, you're a leader in the community. You're very successful. Guys look up to you. Hey, man, what advice do you have for young men coming up and wanting to be as successful as you are?
All right. Happy wife, happy life. Hi, kid.
I think that's true, that statement. Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Thanks, D. Wade. Thank you, NBA Hall of Famer, for all your wisdom that leads us to these terrible outcomes that we've lived in divorce court over and over and over and over again. Hopefully my son too can be wearing skirts like yours. Jesus Christ.
Wesley, like, the show's over.
Ask yourself the question, gentlemen. Look in the mirror. When you are on dates, when you're in relationships, when you're in marriages, ask yourself the question, guys. Are you leading or are you pleasing? Leading is going to be uncomfortable in the day-to-day life, but you're going to have a much more fulfilled, happy life. Pleasing people, Anthony, leads to dark outcomes. Hopefully you didn't hear that here first, but if you did, make this change today. Become a leader and take control of your life. Anthony, what else you got for him?
Man, I just want y'all to comment, subscribe, hit us up on Facebook. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. Talk back to us, people.
You will not see us in any Miami Heat games or anything like that after this information that I got. So do not look for us at Miami Heat games. We will not be there after getting this new information. We love you guys. Thank you for making the Red Pill phone tap part of your day. Until we talk to you again,
be leaders out there.